Alrighty, everybody, we hit the like threshold to get some basic combos. So we're going to go through a couple of bread and butter ones, and then I'll do a test hand or two as well. Like I said, if we want to get to having that deck used in the Back to Basics series or its own series, let's go ahead and get that deck profile up to 50 likes. As always, if you guys want to use any of the or pick up any of the cards found in here, go ahead and use the link in the description below. Portion of that does help me out. Or just check out your OTS store because they should hopefully have this structure deck in stock. Anyway, this is going to be a basic hand here. These are just blanks, so I always prefer to have 5 cards in hand. So we have Sage with Eyes of Blue and any card to discard. So first we'll normal summon our Sage with Eyes of Blue, and we will add Maiden of White to hand. Activate Maiden of White's effect to go ahead and place the True Light onto the field from your deck. And then we're actually going to go ahead and, this is assuming your hand has nothing else, we will activate True Light's effect to go ahead and set Wishes for Eyes of Blue directly from the deck face down. Then we will activate Wishes for Eyes of Blue, discarding one of the blank cards in our hand. And we're going to add Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, as well as Effect Veiler to the hand. Then we are going to activate Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon directly from the deck. Because a Blue Eyes White Dragon was summoned, we can go ahead and trigger Maiden of White, special summoning her from the graveyard in defense position. And then what we're going to do from here is we're actually going to link Sage with Eyes of Blue into Spirit with Eyes of Blue, activating Spirit's effect to add Mausoleum of White to hand. Then a very key important step that I think a lot of people are forgetting in their combo videos is to banish Wishes for Eyes of Blue, targeting the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and equipping the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to it from the extra deck. This will mean that once you get rid of this, you'll have the graveyard protection. And we're actually going to go ahead and link summon using the Spirit and the Blue Eyes into Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Now, the cool part about this is, if you've been keeping count, this is actually summon number 5. So from here on out, we are insulated from Nibiru. If they do Nibiru you, you can always end on Magnamut and search your extra Bestial. You can go ahead and end on Blue Eyes White Dragon if you want, just to have the beat stick. Or, in my case, you can actually go into Black Metal Dragon and then just continue to play anyway. From here, though, what we're going to do is we're going to activate the Mausoleum of White. Active Mausoleum effect targeting Maiden, which will then trigger Maiden to actually special summon back Blue Eyes White Dragon from our graveyard. And we will send another Blue Eyes White Dragon, increasing her attack and defense by 800. Then you will synchro summon using these two for Dragon Spirit of White. So assuming that this is all you had, you at least end on the Hieratic Seal, which can grab you a copy of Magnamut, Druisworm, or Baldrake, depending on what Bestials you can afford. You have Dragon or Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which of course can become Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Azure Eyes, or Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, depending on the scenario that you need. And then you have the True Light, which will then set up for follow-up as well, and hopefully you have some hand traps in your hand to continue to play, or to continue to lock them down, so on the follow-up you can actually proceed with a pretty powerful turn. That's just a really basic 1-card combo with Sage with Eyes of Blue, plus any discard that I wanted to show you, just in case you are super new to what these cards do and you have no idea where to start. So now we'll go off to a Black Metal Dragon combo. Alright, so this time we're going to show a 2-card combo, because most of the Black Metal Dragon combos tend to be 2-card combos. However, luckily, thanks to the way this deck works, you have 3 Sages, you have multiple copies of Wishes, as well as multiple copies of Maiden, so you can probably get to where you need to be. But this is just showing what these 2 cards in conjunction with another can do. So you normal summon your Black Metal Dragon, link off into your Spirit with Eyes of Blue, and then you can order, depending on what your hand is, you can either chain block the Black Metal or the Spirit, depending on what your hand is, because they trigger at the same time. But you're going to add Mausoleum of the White and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon to your hand. From there, you're actually going to banish your Spirit with Eyes of Blue to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and then you're going to special summon back your Black Metal Dragon, and link summon these two into a Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, now insulating you from Nibiru, as well as getting you Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon thanks to the Black Metal Dragon's effect. Go ahead and activate your Mausoleum of the White, and normal summon your additional normal summon Sage with Eyes of Blue, which will then add your copy of Maiden of White to hand. You can activate your Maiden of White, placing the True Light face up on the field, and then activate Mausoleum of White. Actually, you want to wait on that. What you'll do is you'll activate True Light here to set Wishes for Eyes of Blue, and then activate Wishes for Eyes of Blue, discarding a random card in your hand for Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons and a copy of Effect Veiler. And you can go ahead and activate your Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, just like last time, special summoning the Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck, which will then trigger Maiden to special summon herself to the field. And I think you can see where we're going from here. We'll activate Wishes to go ahead and equip the Blue Eyes with the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and synchro summon into Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Then we can go ahead and activate Mausoleum of the White, targeting our Maiden of White, as well as triggering her effect to special summon back the Blue Eyes White Dragon from our graveyard and sending the second copy from deck to grave. This will then give us the ability to synchro summon a second Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which is going to be pretty ridiculous because then we're going to activate Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon to set our copy of Max Metalmorph directly from the deck, and then shuffle back our Red Eyes. So what this means now is on their turn, we still have 3 cards in hand. We have 2 copies of Spirit Dragon, which means we have 2 graveyard negates. We also have Hieratic Seal to return a card, but then these can tag out into whatever you need them to be. So let's just say it's these 2. And then what's really cool here is you can actually go special summon, and then when this goes to activate, you can chain Max Metalmorph, tributing this, and special summon the Full Metal Dragon. And then on resolution, Azure Eye Silver Dragon's effect will protect dragons that are currently on the field from being destroyed by card effects or targeted. So while you lose out on the special summon back from the Azure Eyes effect, this can't be destroyed by card effects or targeted by card effects. This can't be destroyed by card effects. Whatever this summon back or summon from deck can't be destroyed by card effects. And then you also have the benefit of the negate. Or what I prefer to do is you get to this point after you have this point, you use the seal to summon out whatever dragon you want, probably Magnamut, to search for a follow-up. But then when you do this point and you get to these, then you go ahead and chain the Max Metalmorph, tributing the Magnamut since it's 0/0, and you summon your Red Eyes, and then you have all 3 of these that can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects. And on the next standby phase, the Azure Eyes can actually summon back the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which then summons back the Maiden, and you get to continue from there. That is just a quick example of how that works. As you can see, this is really fluid and really easy, and you still also have 3 cards in hand. You're not doing too terribly much, but you are just kind of overwhelming your opponent with those really good options. And even though it seems like a small inclusion, I think that the Red Eyes package helps a lot. We'll go ahead and do a couple of test hands here really quick. I think we'll just do like 1 or 2 just to kind of see how the deck works, because we haven't gotten to try it out too much yet. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do a couple of hands here. Go ahead and cut. All right, let's see what we get. We have an Ash Blossom, an Effect Veiler, Magnamut, Nibiru, and Nibiru. So this hand, we're not doing much. We're literally just passing, but then on their turn, they have to play through 4 interactions, which is gonna be pretty hard to do. Go ahead and shuffle up. That's also gonna be something that happens a lot with this deck, is you're just gonna be passing a lot because you do play so many bricky cards, like the actual Blue Eyes and all your hand traps. This is a very mid-rangey deck, so you have to be very okay with just passing turn quite often. But that is okay, because as long as, if you're just passing turn, that generally means that you have so many defensive cards that it just doesn't matter. So let's see what we have here. We have Sage, Nibiru, Red Eyes, Crossout, and Black Metal. Not quite as good because we don't get the additional search off the Black Metal, but that's totally okay because we also have the Crossout. So we'd go ahead and normal summon our Black Metal, link it off into the Spirit with Eyes of Blue, and then we would go Chainlink 1 Spirit of Eyes of Blue, Chainlink 2 Black Metal. The reason we're going to do it this way is by opening up with the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, we don't need to worry about the black metal resolving as much. We need to protect the spirit with Eyes of Blue from being negated by an Ash Blossom. And remember, if they have an infinite impermanence or an effect failure, we also have a crossout designator to stop that as well. So what we can do here is we will go ahead and add the Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon and the Mausoleum of White, if I can ever find it. So we have those in hand. Then we can just go ahead and special summon Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, Darkness Metal Dragon, special summon back the Black Metal Dragon, and we can just go ahead and link summon with impunity here into the Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, now protecting us from Nibiru. And then we can activate our Mausoleum of the White, which will give us an additional normal summon. We'll normal summon our Sage, and we are just off to the races. Add our Maiden of White, activate Maiden of White's effect to activate or place actually True Light from the deck. Then we can go ahead and activate True Light's effect, setting Wishes for Eyes of Blue directly from the deck, and then we'll activate our Wishes for Eyes of Blue. We'll discard the Nibiru since we absolutely don't need that. We're gonna go ahead and add Effect Veiler and Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons to our hand. Now remember, we've already used our additional normal summon thanks to Mausoleum of the White, so unfortunately we absolutely have no way to really leverage a second Sage effect, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and activate Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons to special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from our deck in defense, which will then trigger Maiden to special summon back. And now we can go ahead and synchro summon into Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. We'll activate Mausoleum, targeting Maiden. We'll chain Maiden's effect, special summoning back the Blue Eyes from graveyard, sending the Blue Eyes from deck. Synchro summon into a second copy of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, just like I showed you in the combo just a moment ago. Activate Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon to set Max Metalmorph from the deck, and then we'll shuffle back our Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon into the deck. And now we end with this field of a set Crossout Designator, a set Max Metalmorph, Effect Failure in hand, the two Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons, True Light, which can go ahead and either give us follow-up, it can special summon back up Blue Eyes, or it can go ahead and set more interaction for their turn, or for the following turn if we want to set Majesty of the White Dragons. So we have that. Heretic Seal will then also get us two more dragon cards as well, and we have a graveyard locked and loaded. Actually, and I forgot, I did the very thing I said I wouldn't be doing, which was to banish the Wishes to target the Blue Eyes and send this. So we should have this as well. So we have targeting protection, we have two graveyard negates, we have True Light, we have Max Metalmorph, Crossout Designator, Heretic Seal, whatever the seal summons. We also have the follow-up here. It is a pretty darn good play. And remember, you also have the ability to summon Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon as well if you want on the following turn, because you have the Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, which is a fusion spell from the graveyard. Go ahead and do one more quick test hand, see if we can get something a little different. That is one of the, I guess, pros and cons of this type of deck, is that you're basically doing the same thing every game. You don't have the crazy ceiling that the Primite deck does, but you do have a very concise game plan where you're really looking to play a mid-range strategy. And the nice part, too, about this deck, too, is that thanks to the structure deck Blue Eyes White Destiny, upgrading this deck is actually very cheap because Effect Veiler, Imperm, Nibiru, and Ash are already in here. So cards like Crossout Designator are very cheap to get thanks to Rarity Collection 2, and you can just go ahead and pick that up and make your deck really strong for very cheap. Let's take a look at our hand. We have Nibiru, Crossout, Wishes, Effect Veiler, and Imperm. So this is actually a really good example of how to play out this hand, because we don't have any starters other than Wishes. So we go ahead and activate Wishes. Now this is a hotbed for Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, which is why we have Crossout Designator. Typically, if they're going to Ash something, they're going to do it on this, because this is, if you're leading with this, this means that your hand is pretty terrible. But we will go ahead and add our copy of Sage, as well as our copy of Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. If they have Ash Blossom, you have cross out for it. If they don't, then you're even better off because it means you have cross out for a potential Nibiru play later if you do run into that. So then you summon your Sage, or if they have Imperm for the Sage or they want to stop you on that, then you have the cross out for that as well. Activate Sage, add Maiden, activate Maiden to place True Light. Very stock standard line here. Then we can go ahead. So it's a little different because you'll notice we only have one tuner, so we're gonna have to be very careful about that. Go ahead and link into Spirit with Eyes of Blue to add Mausoleum to our hand. And then what we're gonna have to do is actually activate the Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons to special summon out a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck. This is gonna be difficult actually. Well, luckily we haven't activated True Light, so I guess that we have that going for us. Go ahead and link summon into Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. You'll notice that this is something you're gonna be doing a lot, and that's just to play around the possibility of Nibiru. You really need to be careful of that card. Then, actually, so really quick, we're gonna reverse here. Oh, this is interesting. So I was saying we were going to reverse because I wanted to special summon back the Maiden. However, Spirit with Eyes of Blue actually locks you into Blue Eyes, or into Dragons, so we couldn't do it that way. So we got to here. So I guess, yeah, we'll link summon into a Hieratic Seal. So this is going to be a bit of a weaker field, but remember you'd have your non-engine to follow up. That is okay. Because then you're going to go ahead and activate True Light to special summon back Blue Eyes White Dragon, which will then special summon back Maiden of White. Don't forget to activate your wishes for Eyes of Blue at some point. And then go ahead and... activate Mausoleum of White. I guess you could even hold this in hand if you wanted to, since there's no reason to really activate it. Because you don't have a way to get this Blue Eyes off the field. Oh, interesting. Oh, no, this is actually really silly. So now you'll special summon Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, because you have a Blue Eyes equipped. Activate Mausoleum of White. Activate the Mausoleum, targeting the Maiden, which will then trigger the Maiden to special summon back the same Blue Eyes White Dragon. As you can tell, I am learning the deck just as much as everybody else is, which is pretty crazy to do. Love learning new decks on the fly. And now you get to Synchro Summon into your Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. So you end on Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, 3 non-engine, Hieratic Seal, the Blue Eyes Spirit, so you end on Spirit, Tyrant, Mausoleum, Seal, True Light, 3 non-engine. You also have targeting protection in the graveyard. So if you're unfamiliar with Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, it is unaffected by trap cards or effects. It's a 3400 beat stick, which is pretty good, and it's just kind of like just a big chungus, honestly. It's just kind of hanging out there. But when it does battle, you can go ahead and set trap cards in your graveyard. So that's how you can reset your Majesty. But you'll notice here, we didn't go through any of the Metalmorph stuff. So let's say we pass turn over to them. On their turn, we can activate the Seal, tributing itself. And then we can special summon our Magnamut. And the reason why it's important to do that is because Magnamut then, and their end phase, assuming that, you know, they don't give up because they're going to have a Spirit Dragon negating a card, and then I can go into a whole bunch of other stuff. But Magnamut can search out either Black Metal Dragon, or it can search out a Bestial. If it searches out the Black Metal Dragon, on your following turn, you can normal summon Black Metal Dragon. You'll notice you've only gone through 1 spirit, so you can link into the other spirit, and then search for the Full Metal stuff, and then you get to, or your Darkness Metal and Full Metal, and get to do that combo, having that as follow-up and negation as well. And that's kind of why I like this deck, is because it's not a terribly complicated deck. It is just a lot of very low to the ground play, and you're really just planning out how to most efficiently pick apart what your opponent is doing. Couple of things to remember though is that Spirit with Eyes of Blue locks you into dragons, which is why that last hand there we couldn't do the Maiden play the way I wanted to. Seal can special summon any dragon that can be normal summoned or set from your deck, which is important because that means that you can get to your Bestials or you can get to your Black Metal stuff. You want to make sure you're doing the Neo Blue Eyes play. Spirit Dragon can get out pretty much anything. This guy is just giant. And remember that if you open up with these two, you can end on double Spirit Dragon, Heretic Seal, True Light, as well as a bunch of follow-up. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Let's see how many likes we can get to this video, and if we can get that deck profile up to 50, I will be playing this deck and vlogging it as well. It seems like it's a lot of fun and actually seems pretty solid into the format. So let me know down below what you want to see.